We'll be traveling on Confederate Avenue, headed south, mostly comprised of the home troops. We also have remnants from Loring's division, could not make it back into the city of Vicksburg. At the battle at the Champion Hill location, about 30 miles east of here, that's where Pemberton, trying to get to the rear of Grant's supply line. Divisions are making their way back across the Big Black River toward Vicksburg is Loring's division. William Wing Loring's division would try to cross there at Baker's Creek, just southwestern portion of the battlefield, but he cut off.
Or Mississippi.
He is essentially Pemberton's boss, other than Jefferson Davis, his commander, who would be his second boss, or overall boss as the commander-in-chief. He did try, was not able to relieve Pemberton here at Vicksburg. Coming up to the rear is the Stockade Redan, an extension of the Stockade Redan complex of the Missouri Monument, which was dedicated on October 17, 1917. Here we have Missouri troops from both the Union Army and Confederate Army that fought against each other. If you look over to the right and left at the bottom of the monument, you'll see bronze relief portraits to both sides. Because on May 25th, when there's a ceasefire, truce comes in so that Grant can come and remove his dead from the battles of the 19th and 22nd. Under the flag of truce, both the Missouri troops here have a time to come out of their fighting positions and visit. They talk about what's going on back at home, trading coffee and tobacco and such, and so here brothers fought. The two pillars representing the Confederate and Union soldiers that represented here on the altar of peace now. Back. Can you see, everybody see that big oak tree that's real close to us? Okay. If you look close at its trunk, you may even see the inverted barrel of a 42-pounder cannon. It's black, so it may be hard to see. That is the site where Grant and Pemberton would discuss surrender terms on July 3rd, 1863. Pemberton had actually sent out earlier that day John Bowen, one of his division commanders, and who was he was an associate of Grant. They actually lived close to each other back in St. Louis, Missouri. But he sent he sent Bowen with one of his staff members, Lieutenant Colonel Montgomery, down here by this area between the lines. Grant and his staff officers actually get here first and meet up with them.
Grant said, I won't talk to subordinates.
Pemberton's terms are
Pemberton did show
up. Grant, you can have Vicksburg. Remember, these guys went to West Point together. They served in the Mexican War together, so they know each other. Just hadn't seen each other in a long time. I'm not actually sure if they even met during the Mexican War, but they knew of each other. Anyway, they meet here, and Pemberton really says, you can have Vicksburg, Grant, but I want to take all my stuff with me.
Pemberton wanted to take his troops, his munitions, everything with them, and Grant said, unconditional surrender.
Grant and
no
Pemberton
way.
come all along the Confederate line. The troops come out front, they stack their arms, roll up their colors, put their accoutrements, their cartridge belts and all that, their weapons, and then they go back inside the defenses where the Union Army comes in and escorts them downtown to sign their parole papers. On July 11, 29,491 Confederates leave this area, starving, diseased, and they go to two parole camps in Alabama and Mississippi, Enterprise, Mississippi, and it's a good ways walk from here. So that's how the surrender went down. Southwestern portion of the battlefield, he has been assigned the task of manning or establishing an artillery delay action. In other words, set up some artillery and keep the Union Army advancing against the two other divisions of Stevenson and Bowen as they're trying to basically escape from the Battle of Champion Hill to get back to the defenses of the Big Black River Bridge. As he steps down off his horse to sight one of the cannons, the Union cannonball enters his left bottom torso. If you can look at General Tillman's sword belt, you may see a small indentation there, left side lower. That's what the artist is trying to say. This is where the cannonball entered and went through the horse behind him. So you can see the anguish of the pain of the cannonball killing the horse. So that's the artist's interpretation. How'd I do, sir?
I guess he's got a leg there. There's two legs. Killed the horse.
History, and she's recording the sacrifices and service of the Mississippi soldiers that served here. Second southern state to secede from the Union on January 9, 1861, following the state of South Carolina. None other than the president of the Confederate States, Jefferson Davis. Davis here would be reared in Wilkinson County, Mississippi. He has actually had a plantation out there on the Mississippi River, Davis Plantation, where in early 1861 he would receive the news that he is and will be the president of the Confederate States of America. We'll stay on Confederate Avenue for just a little while till we get back on the Union siege lines. But if you focus your attention up here to the right as we approach the ascending slope leading up to the railroad redoubt. After Union artillery collapsed a breach into the railroad redoubt just off to the right side of the bus, and 21st Iowa troops attack in that position and are able to get into the railroad redoubt toward the left rear side of the bus. From there they will have hand-to-hand combat fighting, exchanging gunfire with the troops of the 42nd Alabama. Coming to their rescue would be Wall's Texas Legion of Confederate troops. Their headquarters is right over here by the road to the left side of the bus. The Texans are able to push the Iowa troops back out of this Confederate fortification. And by the end of the day, on the May 22nd, the Union troops have had to pull back. We think the artist's interpretation here is they're trying to keep the fleas and the fire ants and the chiggers. She is just a female leader, and actually the only matron of honor on our monuments here at the park that's actually in a combative position. She's holding up the flag there. We're re-entering the Union lines. Monuments in this position will be from Indiana, Iowa, Wisconsin. Around the curve up here, we'll actually see the Indiana State Memorial, which is a standing statue of wartime government portraits, which spell out the events that the Iowa troops participated in, like the Champion Hill, Big Black River Bridge. Here on July 4th, 1863, Grant would stand out there on the lawn and watch as the stars and stripes of the Confederacy, the stars and bars of the Confederacy are lowered and the stars and stripes are raised. After that, he would make a quick descent down to the riverfront, and he wanted to meet up with Admiral Porter to congratulate him and thank him for his cooperation in taking the city of Vicksburg. We've got close, very nice place to visit.
There's the boat on land.
Tour of Beauvoir.
Here are the flood marks. 1927, 62 feet, if the levees had held. (2011), 1927, 1937, 1929, and there's 2008. A week ago, they had water up here. I see there's a lot of sand on the road. It came down the river a week ago, and the boat had to dock elsewhere.